Hi, it's me, a person, and today we're reacting to the EXO theory crash course. Let me know if you guys want to see the whole multi-episode, whatever thingy, theory, thingy, concept, EXO concept thingy, whatever the fuck. Let me know. I might just react to it even if you guys don't want me to, because I want to. But yeah, it's 17 minutes. Knowing me, it's gonna take a long time to get through. The guide was only like 50 something minutes, but my video is almost 2 hours. So I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry. That's just what my channel is about, okay? I make long videos. If you don't like long videos, go away. Anyway, let's just get into it. The Beninging.
EXO are aliens that have come to Earth from exoplanets to protect us from harm and the Red Force, but we'll get to that later.
Oh.
For now, all you need to know is that each EXO member has a unique superpower that they use to spread good. Suha has the power of water, Shomin has the power of frost, Lei has the power of heat, Baekhyun has the power of light, Chen has the power of thunder, Chanil has the power of fire, Dio has the power of force, Kai has the power of teleportation, and Sehan has the power of wind. Former member Luhan has the power of telekinesis, Chris has the power of flight, and Tao has the power of time control. EXO's history MV
we don't care about
flying
Chris.
through space in their spaceship and then landing on Earth.
Spaceship landing on Earth.
In the Mama MV, there is a long intro that plays.
When the skies and the grounds were one,
I remember this.
Through their 12 forces, nurtured the tree of life. An eye of red force created the evil which coveted the heart of tree of life, and the heart slowly grew dry.
Basically, just lore explained.
The heart of tree of life, the legends hereby divide the tree in half and hide each side. Hence, time is overturned and space turns askew. The 12 forces divide into two and create two suns that look alike, into two worlds that seem alike. The legends travel apart. The legends shall now see the same sky, but shall stand on different grounds. Shall stand on the same ground, but shall see different skies. The day the grounds beget a single file before one sky. In two worlds that seem alike, the legends will greet each other. The day the red force is purified and the 12 forces reunite into one perfect root.
They are talking about like EXO-M and EXO-K being like the two under the two different forces under the same sky, whatever he said in that sentence, and then they reunite, and then they unite as one, right?
A new world shall open up.
The 12 legends are the 12 original EXO members. The Red Force tried to destroy the Tree of Life, causing the 12 legends.
What are we reading here? When the skies and the right.
To split the tree in half in an attempt to protect it. The two different worlds with the divided 12 legends represent the EXO-M and EXO-K subunits with 6 members each.
This AI voice is a little annoying. I have to say.
Are the 12 original EXO members.
Mm-hmm.
The Red Force tried to destroy the Tree of Life, causing the 12 legends to split the tree in half in an attempt to protect it. The two different worlds with the divided 12 legends represent the EXO-M and EXO-K subunits with 6 members each who promoted.
That answers my question. Actually, I just had to be patient instead of being an impatient little bitch that I am.
China and Korea respectively.
Mm-hmm.
By two worlds being kept in a single file, the narrator refers to an eclipse. Eclipses are common motifs seen in EXO MVs and usually are a source of EXO's power. The MV foreshadows that a new world will open up the day the Red Forces purify and the 12 forces reunite. The following clip is an opening VCR from EXO's third concert, Exordium.
However, we people are sometimes very dangerous.
True.
We care about each other, but we also hate one another. When one's truth collides with other's truth, so many dreams get destroyed. Is that why? This is the reason why we have them. From now on, I will tell you from when they have existed and where they are.
It's like aliens trying to save humans from their stupid selves.
And the proof lies all around us.
They built the pyramids. I'm sorry.
First, they have long been with us.
EXO.
The 9 stories that I will tell you from now on is in truth that people did not know.
Oh my gosh. I love this. I love them being everywhere. Like this alien conspiracy theory. I love it so much. That's amazing. That's great. Exodium.
EXO members have landed on Earth thousands of years ago and have been helping humans ever since,
Hell-
protecting us from
Aliens helping stupid humans.
dangers that we have created like war.
Against
There is also
war.
this object in the VCR revealed to have landed on the moon, which looks like it could have been a piece from their spaceships from the history MV. It is important to note that they are all separated from each other. Sometimes they have been shown to look for each other, as seen in the What is Love MV.
Humanization.
Over time, EXO begins to indulge in human activities and slowly become humanized. In the Coco Bob MV, their powers are becoming weakened as EXO are becoming more human. You can also see them doing drugs, a human indulgence, and seeing hallucinatory visions like burgers flying in the air.
Hell yeah.
This is continued in the Lotto MV, where EXO members are practicing more illegal activities like cockfighting and gambling. In the MV, they try to save a girl who has been captured by the enemy, presumably the Red Force. At the end, they are captured by SWAT forces and the girl runs free, so she could have been betraying them. Maybe the SWAT team and the girl are both part of the Red Force who set up this plan as a plot to capture EXO and extract their superpowers. After their capture in the Lotto MV, there is a VCR from their performance at the Net Asian Music Awards in 2016 in which EXO are passing through a kind of detector that determines if they are human or not.
Oh.
Because EXO have lost their powers over time and have been slowly humanized, they pass as human and the Red Force captures them, dressing them with collars. In the Lucky One MV, EXO are being experimented on by some robots disguised as women. Their red visors imply that they are from the Red Force.
I know
EXO
them from the
suddenly
guy.
get their powers back and use them to escape the facility. When they use their powers, the robots explode, perhaps implying that the Red Force did not know they had superpowers and the robots malfunctioned due to not being able to process this fact. At the end of Lucky One, it is revealed that EXO are just running in the same maze scene in the Overdose MV, released 2 years earlier. In Overdose, EXO are struggling to get out
I
of the
remember
maze,
this.
but end up finding their way to the center at the end. In the VCR from their performance at the 2014 Net Asian Music Awards, it is revealed that only 10 out of the 12 EXO members escape the maze, while 2 are still lost inside. This is because EXO members Chris and Luhan left the group.
I honestly love it when they have to make this happens in shows, like long-running shows as well, when like actors leave or something happens story-wise and they have to like logically write a reason for this to happen. I hate it. Sometimes it's very cheap, you know, where they just like kill someone off, basically. But them being lost in the maze is kind of like they got lucky with them leaving while they were in the maze storyline, I guess, or maybe they did that on purpose. I don't know what the sequence of events is, but those two being lost in the maze forever, that's kind of like a good way to end it. I mean, a maze is not a maze for nothing, you know?
After escaping the maze, EXO members are separated yet again. They are living their human lives in 10 different cities around the world listed here.
Colorado. Arizona. Is Arizona a city? don't even. Listen, geography has always been my weakest point in life. Everything that has a name, I'm bad at. And cities and places and things have names, and I'm bad at names of humans and places and cities and bands and songs and everything that has a name I'm bad at. Anyway, I know where London is. I know where Lyon is. I know where Marseille is. I know where Edinburgh is. I know where Barcelona is. I don't know where Almaty is. I know where Berlin is and Yunnan. Where's that? I know
This
where
is the beginning
Colorado
of
and
Path
Arizona are in America. I know that they're in America,
Code era.
obviously.
Several things happen in the Pathcode teasers, but the main idea is that there is an eclipse, which gives EXO their superpowers, and a signal is sent to each of them that they must meet each other. Probably to defend the Earth from the Red Force. Besides EXO theory, the Pathcode teasers hid a lot of information within them. In Kai's Pathcode teaser, there is a hidden announcement to follow Twitter user Pathcode EXO, which tweeted out cryptic messages and codes during this time which would unlock secret teaser pictures.
Ooh, that's fun.
Additionally, the names of the 10 cities that EXO were in spelled out the name of EXO's next titled track, Call Me Baby.
Oh, that's the reason why it's those.
EXO theory. In the Power of Music album, a repackage of EXO's fourth album The War, there were collectible pages of a 15-page comic.
Ooh, they
The
had a
comic
comic.
starts with Baekhyun in the water, a scene shown at the end of the Power MV, which we will see later. Baekhyun thinks that something has gone wrong and flashes back to the day EXO members met after the Pathcode teasers. This is apparent because EXO are wearing the same outfits in the comics as they were in the teasers. In the flashback, they are stopping some trucks and killing some criminals, who probably belong to the Red Force. Then they discover that there is one more truck that they had missed and stop it, turning it over on its side. Suho tries to open one of the cargo boxes, but something is wrong and he is unable to open it. Instead he asks Leo and Baekhyun to come inspect the truck. The flashback ends and Baekhyun thinks something has gone wrong since the beginning, which will all make sense in a bit. One possibility is that the truck was owned by the Red Force and whatever was inside the truck captured EXO, which led to the events of the Monster MV. Another plausible idea comes from this panel in the comic where Baekhyun mentions a plan that he thought was perfect but ended up failing. The plan could have been to take down the Red Force, which is why they were tracking down these criminals. The Monster MV shows them rebelling against the Red Force, but they end up getting handcuffed and thrown into the back of a van. Baekhyun, dressed as one of the enemies, turns off the security cameras and frees the other EXO members. Baekhyun being part of the other team was all part of the perfect plan. In Monster, EXO lost because they didn't have their superpowers. This is because their powers were taken by the Red Force in the form of their power orbs. This is one of the power teasers, titled RF-05.
Booting system RF-05. RF-05 system activated. Activation success. Engage first combat on exoplanet number 1795. Acquisition of target's power orbs complete. Failure to obtain target's power orb of light. System filing for danger. Warning.
And Light is Baekhyun. That's how he could free them?
Initiating development of the Scorpion power orbs. Development complete. Press switch to degenerate target into 2D in combat. Apply switch with orb to activate all nodes of
No lights.
RF-05 is a robot created by the Red Force who stole EXO's power orbs. However, they are missing Baekhyun's power orb of light. This is because Baekhyun was disguised as one of them the entire time in Monster, so they weren't able to steal his power. It is implied that the robot now has the ability to use the other members' superpowers.
Oh.
The teaser also mentions the robot containing a switch with the ability to turn EXO into cartoons. There is also a narrated introduction before the Power MV.
So, is the comic them being turned into Cartoons? Question mark?
The universe has transformed. Distorted space has been reassembled. Warped time has been reset. And the unpurified red force imbrues two suns with darkness.
The important idea from this introduction is that the red force is still unpurified. Recall the Mama introduction, where it said that a new world will open up only when the red forces purify and all legends reunite. This implies that the new world has not yet opened up. In power, EXO are forced to use laser guns to fight RF-05 due to their lack of powers, while RF-05 uses their powers against them. RF-05 reaches for its light orb but finds that it is missing, causing it to malfunction and create a dangerous energy beam. Chen reflects the beam back to the robot and defeats it, causing it to explode. After defeating RF-05, EXO retrieve their power orbs and get their powers back, but then a cat comes along and accidentally presses the switch left over from the robot's remains.
That's goofy.
This is the switch that turns EXO into cartoons.
Oh, never mind. It's not, it has nothing to do with the comic.
Then Baekhyun picks up the cat, saves EXO from the 2D world, and uses his light power to cause a solar eclipse. The eclipse strengthens EXO's powers, and everything is fine again, but the final scene shows Baekhyun falling back to Earth and landing in the ocean.
And that's where we started. He's in the ocean, and he's like, something went wrong.
Remember in the Power comics, it began with Baekhyun in the ocean saying something is wrong.
Yes.
The other EXO members probably have all also fallen back to Earth in different locations, so they are separated again. The Red Force was supposed to be defeated with the destruction of the robot and purified, but no new world has opened up. This is because a new world will only open when all the legends are united, but one of the legends from the other world is missing. Only 8 members of EXO were present in the Power MV, but 9 legends of EXO need to be united for the new world to open. The opening VCR of EXO's 4th concert, the Elixir, shows that indeed the EXO members are all separated on Earth again, and Dio writes a letter to each of the other EXO members.
月が赤く染まり、太陽と月が互いに遠ざかったり、君と僕はもう共にすることはできなくなった。大地の生命と土のぬくもりは消え、闇が残ったこの世界に僕らが共にできる場所はない。風に乗り流れて。
But this, okay, I understand everything until now, but I don't understand where in the timeline was that at the end of the comic where Baekhyun saves them out of that truck when they're captured? Like, what is that? Where is that? Because they get captured in the monster MV, right? And then, except for Baekhyun, and their power orbs get taken, and then you have that whole sequence, and then he, you know, at the end they defeat, but they become cartoons, but then he comes back, and then he falls into the water, and everybody falls into the water. Where's the part where is that the same? Is that the same part? I'm confused. Where was that? Where is that part? Okay, I understand this. I understand. Okay, wait.
The comic starts with Baekhyun in the water, a scene shown at the end of Met after the Path Code teasers. The end of the Power MV, which we will see later. Baekhyun thinks that something has gone wrong and flashes back to the day EXO members met after the Path Code teasers. Right. This is apparent because EXO are wearing the same outfits in the comics as they were in the teasers.
Right, they were all separated and they came together.
They are stopping some trucks and killing some criminals, who probably belong to the Red Force.
Criminal trucks.
Then they discover that there is one more truck that they had missed and stop it, turning it over on its side. Suho
what is the point of that last truck? I don't...
tries to open one of the cargo boxes, but something is wrong and he is unable to open it. Instead he asks Dio and Baekhyun to come inspect the truck. The flashback ends and Baekhyun thinks something has gone wrong since the beginning, which will all make sense in a bit. One possibility is that the truck was owned by the Red Force and whatever was inside the truck captured EXO, which led to the events of the Monster MV.
Right, so basically this truck part might be the end of the Monster MV, where they get captured as well.
Another plausible idea comes from this panel in the comic where Baekhyun mentions a plan that he thought was perfect but ended up failing. The plan could have been to take down the Red Force, which is why they were tracking down these criminals. The Monster MV shows them rebelling against the Red Force, but they end up getting handcuffed and thrown into the back of a van.
Right.
Baekhyun, dressed as one of the enemies, turns off the security cameras and frees the other EXO members.
Right, but that's what I mean. This is what happens, but then then they are still captured though. In force? And then he frees them again? Or is this and that the same thing?
Being part of the other team was all part of the perfect plan. In Monster, EXO lost because they didn't have their superpowers. This is because their powers were taken by the...
So before Monster, they already lost their superpowers.
Red Force in the form of their power orbs. This is one of the power teasers, titled RF-05.
So power is before Monster. Is that right? Like chronologically speaking? Because they have to lose their powers before they can. No, that doesn't make sense because at the end they regain their powers. I don't understand how those two timeline-wise fit together. I don't understand that. It's not making sense a lot.
RF-05 system activated.
Like, so is them, wait. So they have their powers when they're following the trucks, right? Then they have their powers still. And then they lose their powers. Maybe because of that last truck or whatever. So their powers are lost. I assume Baekhyun frees them, but that's at the end. Huh?
The Monster MV
Am I
shows
stupid? Or is it just not well explained?
them rebelling against the Red Force, but they end up getting...
Right. In Monster, they don't have their powers. They lost them. Probably due to that when whatever happened with the one last truck.
handcuffed and thrown into the back of a van.
Right.
Baekhyun, dressed as one of the enemies, turns off the
Right.
security cameras and frees the other EXO members.
Right.
Baekhyun being part of the other team was all part of the perfect...
Right. Right. He frees them, but they have no powers. Wait, that makes sense. Now. So it's the truck. It's the truck. The truck that causes them to lose their powers. Maybe something with being captured with the truck and then losing their powers, except for Baekhyun. And then after that, I guess at the end of the Monster MV, he frees them, but their power orbs have been gone, and then they have to fight with guns to get the orbs back. But Baekhyun is gone for some reason. I guess he's still in like pretending to be Red Force or something, and then he saves them, and then they fall to Earth, all split apart. Is that how it goes? Did I piece it together?
In Monster, EXO lost because they did...
The way this is explained is very not linear and therefore very hard to understand. Like, they're going back and forth, but I understand that they're doing it in the order of how the information was presented to you guys, right? Because the information wasn't presented in chronological order. But I think if you make a lore video, you should just not adhere to those things, and you should just present it in order and tell us that you know, the information was presented out of order. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? When you retell the story, you should retell it chronologically, not like chronologically, story-wise, not chronologically how it was introduced in.
This is because their
At the
powers are
time.
taken by the Red Force in the form of their power orbs.
Yes.
This is one of the power teasers, titled
Yes.
RF-05.
Yes.
RFO
Yes, I know. I understand this. This makes sense. This is not hard to understand.
RF-05 is a robot created by Spotlight.
Yeah.
This is because Baekhyun was disguised as one of them the entire time.
Right. That's how they don't have his power work.
Monster, so they weren't able to steal his power. It is implied that the robot now has the ability which with the MV.
Assembled.
This introduction that the news of the
I understand
RF-05
this.
reaches for its light orb, but Chen reflects the beam back to the robot and defeats it, causing it to explode. After defeating RF-05, EXO retrieve their power orbs and get their power.
But then a kitty steps on a button and they become cartoons.
This is the switch that turns EXO into cartoons, or degenerates them into 2D in combat. Then Baekhyun picks up the cat, saves EXO from the 2D world, and uses his light power to cause a solar eclipse. The eclipse strengthens EXO's powers, and everything is fine again, but the final scene shows Baekhyun falling back to Earth, saying something is wrong. They are separated again, but netted.
Yes,
And the
I
power
remember
MV,
this.
But nine.
This
The
all makes
opening
sense.
VCR of EXO's fourth concert, the Eclipses, shows that indeed the EXO members are all.
I think I've got it correctly. I think I've pieced it together, but the way it was told made me error. Gave me an error in my brain.
Again, and Dio writes a letter to each of the other EXO members.
月が赤く染まり太陽と月が互いに遠ざかったい君と僕はもう共にすることはできなくなった大地の
So in the new trailer, they're split again, but then they get together again at the Tree of Life, right? So they got re-scattered. They get scattered a lot. They be getting scattered all the time.
土のぬくもりは消え
They do be getting scattered.
世界に僕らが共にできる場所は
It's a story of how they get scattered and need to fight each other again over and over to defeat the Red Force forever.
風に乗る
Reminds me of Avatar The Last Airbender, where you have like, what were they called? Not yin and yang. It's like Ra and there's this black spirit and this white spirit. And they are perpetual. One is like bad and one is good. One is light, one is dark. And they are in a perpetual fight between good and evil. And that perpetual fight is necessary. That's, you know, how the world works. None of them really. The good one keeps defeating the bad one because that's the balance of life, good versus evil, and good has to always keep on fighting to keep evil at bay. This kind of feels like this, even though I assume that lore-wise the Red Force is beatable, probably, right? Because then the new world opens up or whatever, the new world is created, or whatever. But them getting split apart, fighting each other, having to fight and splitting up, fighting each other, fighting again. That cycle feels like the cycle of the good and evil of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? I'm actually a insanely huge Avatar: The Last Airbender super fan. Like, that's my favorite show of all time. I've watched it like 15 times.
流れていた草原の歌は命の息吹を失い夢の中の現実に惑わされかつて燃え上がるように舞った筆ももう意味を見出すことができない
That's all in
一
Japanese.
生の迷路の中で
Or am I
真
crazy?
理を失った恐怖どんな扉も僕たちをつなぐことはかなわず
I
闇を照らす暖かい光が見えるのは目を閉じている時だけになった
that's
穏
dark.
やかな氷河の美しさは悲しみの涙に変わり僕たちは後戻りできない喪失の時代の終わりに立っている
Right.
僕らの涙でさえ彼らの渇きを癒すことはできなかった。赤く染まった月が光を取り戻し、太陽と月が再び出会う時、夜空とそして君の心に奇跡のような星が光る時、僕らは再び会えると信じ合う。数えきれない夜と星を越えて僕らが再び出会う。
When the eclipse happens, they can meet again? Is that what I understand? I see an eclipse right in front of my eyes. This is so... I love the drama of this. It's like, you know, in the super... like a fantasy show, superhero movie, when you're at the point in the show where all is lost type vibe.
その今で
A red moon occurs during a lunar eclipse when the sun and moon are aligned. The red moon separates EXO members from each other in a world with only darkness.
Makes sense. Red force, red moon. Bad. Bad.
The EXO members will unite after the red moon is over and the red-stained moon regains its light. In the other Elixion VCRs, you can see their different occupations and their separate lives on Earth. There are many doors in a single hallway. This is the parallel universe that Kai uses to teleport from place to place.
Oh, right.
Behind each of those doors is a different EXO member. Kai teleports to each member where they are on Earth and gathers them up, teleporting them to the same place.
Nice.
It appears like they are being chased by the Red Force and must run away. Perhaps the Red Force is also the cause behind the red-stained moon.
That would make sense, huh?
Not all EXO MVs fit into this EXO theory. This can be explained through the concept of parallel universes. This was first introduced in the Power teaser titled Parallel Universe, showing EXO as young men playing video games and simply reading about EXO in a comic book.
Nice.
This concept explains many things.
I love them reading about themselves. That's so meta.
About EXO and how they can be aliens, wolves, schoolboys, cool guys, and
Cool
football
guys.
players all at the same time.
Cool
The
guys.
Lightning Like
They're also just cool guys.
This video is special because it follows the concept of Alice in Wonderland. Love Me Right is proven to be a parallel universe because it is shown as another exoplanet, number 1563, as seen in the Power MV introduction. This is because the Love Me Right video was released on the 3rd of June.
Oh, that's fun, giving a little crumb of the future football player EXO
2015. Planet number 1485 is the planet of EXO L, which was given the name on the 5th of August, 2014. The parallel universe teaser is on exoplanet number 2641. This implies that on the 1st of April, 2026, EXO will release another MV, which makes sense because 2026 is the year all EXO members will return from enlistment. This date could be when the legends will reunite and the new world will open up.
Well, it's 2025. You know what would be funny? If actually somehow, some way, a miracle happens, and in 2026, all 9 of them actually reunite. That would be wild. Imagine if this is all okay. My theory. This is a wild theory. Okay, just walk with me. This is not what's happening at all. But what if the whole CBX thing is just a whole elaborate plan to make this huge, insane lore drop comeback? Where in 2026, because that's what's implied here apparently, CBX rejoins EXO. They are 9 again. And because they are 9 again, the new world opens up finally in 2026. Because it's 2025 now. I know we have already the trailer with the 6 members, right? And they did reconvene, the 6 of them, at the Tree of Life. And I haven't seen the new... They dropped a new MV, right? I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know what happens in that, lore-wise. But I assume that the new world doesn't open up yet. And they... imagine if they, like, somehow create some kind of lore where, you know, they forgot about the 3 missing members, but then they regain their memories of them, and then they come back, and then they are all 9 together, and then at the end of 2026, the new world opens up. Oh, a girl can dream. A girl can dream. A girl can dream.
Of course, no theory is ever true, including this one. Some people speculate that the Love Me Right video is connected to Lucky One, and that the rooms with Kai and Lei and M are the same ones at the facility where they experimented on EXO. Also, many people believe Lotto happens directly before Monster, and that in Monster EXO are fighting against government forces instead of the Red Force. There is another EXO theory which states—
Alright, Lotto is the one where they are like very human and doing criminal shit and like, and then they get captured? At the my brain is
fighting
lagging.
against government forces instead of the Red Force. There is another EXO theory which states that all EXO MVs are occurring in reverse order, which explains why EXO's superpowers are weakening with each MV. It is important to consider other theories too before supporting this one. For future reference, here is the timeline for this particular EXO theory.
Beginning EXO land on Earth. The Red Force threatens the Tree of Life, and the 12 legends split the world in two. Right. And that part, time on Earth, EXO protects humans from the dangers of the Red Force while maintaining peace. Right. The government begins tracking EXO's activity after the first discovery of a strange object on the moon, which it might be part of their spaceship. Humanization, EXO began having fun and doing illegal activities for the first time and become humanized. Yeah, right, that's what I remember too. Capture, the Red Force capture EXO and practice experiments on them in a secret facility. The EXO regain their powers and escape the facility but find themselves in a maze. EXO escape the maze, leaving 2 members behind. Path code. EXO live as humans. Next solar eclipse occurs. EXO meet together to take down the Red Force from the inside. The Red Force steals EXO's power orbs, except for Baekhyun's, right? So their powers get stolen twice. I'm happy with this timeline. Actually, this is exactly what I asked for. I love the 3000 BC. 3000 BC is so funny. Right, and EXO defeat RF05 but are separated again under the Red Moon. Right. We're missing some lore. Although, I don't know when they stopped being active again. Somebody told me in the comments when the last comeback was. I forgot when their last comeback was. But if that's actually the end, then it would still make sense because they were split apart at the beginning of the trailer, of the reverse trailer. Right? They were split again. Okay. Right. Okay, so, now I understand what I was confused about, I think. Or no. Wait. No. Never mind. Again, but the truck where Baekhyun saves them out of the truck and he is disguised as like a Red Force guy. When does that happen? When EXO meet together to take down the Red Force from the inside? No, I think I had it right the first time. No, I think when I retold the story in the middle of this video, I think I had it right the first time. I don't remember what I was saying, but I think I... But yeah, so EXO began having fun and doing illegal activities for the first time and become humanized. Right. But when is Lotto? When in this is Lotto? Where is Lotto? When in this story is Lotto? When does Lotto happen? Lotto is after the maze, no? EXO live as humans, the next solar eclipse occurs. That's around where Lotto is, right? When is Lotto? Before Path Code? Dear God. Okay, oh, there's a 2021 edition. When was this made? 2018? Why did I watch that? Why did I even watch this? Oh God. Okay, I feel stupid that I did not look up if there was a more recent one. I just clicked on whatever was under. I should have watched the 2021 edition. I should have just watched the 2021 edition, but I didn't. I can still watch the 2021 edition later, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Do you want me to watch the 2021 edition? I'll probably get information that I already knew in it, but I'm just gonna do the individual member guides now. I don't know how many I can do today, but hopefully at least 3 of them. But yeah. I do kind of understand what's happening. Though the explanation was a little convoluted. Anyway. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!